Hello, Joe. Welcome to another week.
Welcome. Yes, thank you. I'm still at my brother's, week two, go me.
Go
So
you.
yes. So it's very lovely. I've got lots of things done that I've been wanting to do but just haven't had time. So yeah, my brother's having a great time. His old dog is living his best life. So all is well in the world.
I love it. But how good is this? Your location. I mean, we're talking about grounding today. What a great
Yes.
place to ground where you are, Joe.
Yes, very much so. We're right. My brother is blessed to live right on the Foster Keys canals. I don't even know if they're called canals. We're going to call them canals.
It's a canal
Waters.
today. Yep.
It's a canal. I can just go and jump in. It's really ridiculous because I put a ladder in, like a literal ladder, and so I can then, because I'm
Is it
frightened
deep,
that I might
Joe?
not be able. It
Excuse
is
my
very
ignorance.
deep.
How deep is it?
Well, it's fairly deep. Boats all come in and out here, and then I've not seen them, and Anthony's seen dolphins come in through here.
Oh,
So
wow.
so I was like to my brother, can I put the ladder in? Is that going to wreck your ladder? Because I said, what happens if I can't get back in? Then I have to swim up to someone else's
Yeah.
ladder because he needs to do his back deck thing. And
Okay.
so I put the ladder in and climb in and out. And
Go you.
I
Go
know, so it's
you.
very grounding salt water. Talking about grounding, if you
Yeah.
feel like you're a bit out of sorts. If you go and soak in some salt water or have an Epsom salts bath, it's really grounding to clear away old energy. Or if you're looping about something and you can't stop thinking about it, a bit of salt water helps clear that.
I use salt water all the time, especially when I'm doing markets and stuff like that. And there's a lot of energy around you, and people
Yeah.
want to engage with you all the time, and you're feeling all over the place. And that's exactly what I do, Joe. I'll go home and put either Himalayan, I actually put a bit of Himalayan salt in my bath, and I put
Yes.
magnesium salts in my bath, and I'll wash it all away. But it's also good for it just to center me and bring me back to being me and grounding me. So
Yeah.
I do that quite frequently, and I think everybody needs to because at the moment, the times we're living in, we're all over the place.
Mm.
So many people are frazzled by telephones and they're not grounding. They've got so much thought going on in their mind, and they're always thinking about something, and it could be work life, it could be home life, it could be anything. And then this is just going all the time. But the problem is, and I ask a lot of my clients, and I think this is why I wanted to talk about this week. I ask my clients all the time, how much time do you spend in nature?
Mm.
All the time. Every client will get asked that question, especially if they say to me their mind's busy, or the tarot cards will come out and say they can't stop thinking. And I'll say to them, how much time do you spend in nature? And they go, little or none.
Mm.
And it's like, well, you really got to get yourself outside these four walls that you live in or the four walls that you
Yes.
work in. I said, because you're not grounding, you're not connecting to anything. Like between where I am, so I'm sitting in my living room, right? And I've got carpet, but underneath the carpet's a concrete slab. I'm not connecting to Mother Earth in any way, shape, nor form. The carpet's, I'm told it's wool, but who knows what it is? There might be some
Mm.
artificial fabric in that. Who knows? I'm not connecting. And there's stuff on the walls that's plaster, but then there's brick and then there's wood. That's like a barrier for me to connect with nature. So when I speak to people and they say it's very rarely, you got to get outside, you got to go and walk, see the trees, see the birds, see the animals. And that's something that I've really increased in my life that to ground myself because you're indoors a lot. Your mind carries away, it just runs away. I'll go for
Oh
a
yeah.
walk and I'll look at the birds and I talk to the birds. And today I went for a walk, Joe. And usually we get like 10 ducks there's a local pond. I did like a 4 or 5 kilometer walk this morning. Today there were 30 ducks in the pond. It's like, where did you all come
Oh,
from? But see, I'm
yeah.
noticing. I'm
Yes.
leaving the thinking behind for half an hour, 40 minutes, and I'm noticing every day. I'm being present. That's what people have got to
Yes.
do. But there are other ways to be present. You can go and hug a tree. Yeah, hugged a tree, Joe.
Yes. All the
I do it
time.
all the time. Yeah, I do it all the time. It's like, and I look at them and say, "Oh, what wisdom have you got? You're hundreds of years of age. What have you got that you can share with me?" And stuff like that.
Yes.
And I really don't care because I think the trees have got roots into the earth, and what they do is they just
Yes.
pull what's here and they just pull it out, and it just comes into the earth, and we just ground it. This is like, okay,
The
this is
trees
good.
also are very, very, very obliging to help you in the essence that sometimes, like I'm blessed that I live, when I look out of every window in my back of my house, I'm looking at a rainforest, and they
Lovely.
are very obliging to send you energy, but you do need to
Yes.
go outside and connect to one of the trees because they've all got root systems that talk to each other. So,
Yes.
so it's always good to, if I do need any energy or wisdom, I kind of, will say to the trees, help me find the solution for this problem, or help me find, like, I've had a whole lot of ladies that have really, really severe ADHD. Help me find the ancient wisdom that I can help them function better in their lives. And it's really interesting because I asked that last week, and then by Friday when I was outside, it was like I had the biggest download of, oh, that's right, I could tell them that. Thank you, trees. So sometimes I think that, we've forgotten the basics about all that sort of stuff, that trees can help you heal and can ground you. And, but we're so caught up on our phones, and it's a bit cliche because we're on our phones doing this for you
Yes.
guys, but there's so many reels right now that have and it's good what's coming to light without around the world, right? But with certain people that are dark, but it's we can get caught up in that, just
Gonna say
scrolling.
it consumes people and then they just
Yes,
doom scroll all day. And before they
yes.
know it, they've wasted an hour, 2 hours of their day instead of just, okay. And I say to people, if you're doom scrolling and you're taking it all in, sit with it and just, I want you to ask yourself a question. Is this real? Just
Mm,
that. Is this real? And then if you're not sure, put it down and then go for a walk. I'm fascinated at the trees at the moment, Joe, because where we
yes.
are, they're all dropping their bark. And you've got all of
Ah,
these beautiful eucalyptus trees, and they've got all the different colors. Like a lot of them just olives, but then they've got ochre and they've got gray and they've got white. And you can actually, when you look at nature and you look at it like that, you can actually see where the army and the Air Force and the Navy got their color palettes for their
yeah.
fatigue clothes because it's exactly like looking at the tree. And that's making me present because I'm seeing it with my eyes and I'm putting it together. So if you're on your phones and stuff, just ask yourself, is this real? Or why is this relevant to me? How is this
Yes.
relevant to me? Is this relevant to me? Because there's a lot of stuff going on about people that had islands and people that were princes and all of that sort of shit. How does it affect your life? Does it? Does it change your life? Really? All it's doing
No.
is it's getting your mind racing about stuff that you don't really need to be wasting your time on.
No, all I do is I send energy to the universal healers for the people who were victims of that. Ask the
Yes.
universal healers to send them energy to get justice.
Yes.
And then I pray that the people that did harm others to be, to get their for them to be get their justice, or that's not the right word, but whatever
No,
they've
no, no.
done,
Yeah.
karma, whatever it is.
Yeah. The karma, whatever they've put out has to come back and they have to learn the lesson. So what our hope is that they learn the lesson so that they can change their ways. They can be good
Yes,
people, good
absolutely. In
citizens.
life. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's very, very important right now for all of us in the light and who are good to ground our energy, because then that helps the universal healers or God or divine creator, whoever you believe in, to then be able to ground the fifth dimensional or seventh dimensional energy into earth.
Yeah.
So therefore, then we can grow as a human race. When we're
Yes.
all in our heads and we're like just not focusing on ourselves, but focusing more on our phone, that energy can't drop into like an anchor into earth. So it's really important to like, I put my phone on for 20 minutes, a timer, and then, when the timer goes off, that's my free scrolling, I call it, where I can
Yeah.
just, you know, it also is like, I sometimes do a little word game because I think it's good for your brain, but that's
Yes.
included in that. And then I put it away. Now I do some research using my phone or my laptop when I'm
Yeah.
doing for courses and things, but yeah, I try and limit it
Yeah, but
because
but
it's
see, when you're using it as a tool for reference stuff, information, recipes, whatever, that's not a bad thing because you're actually setting an intention that I'm actually looking at this to find a
yes,
recipe to improve my health or to find some stretches to improve my fitness. Or for yourself, Joe, I want to bring stuff in for classes or courses. So that's a reference
yeah,
tool, that's fine. But if you're using it and you've got no intention and you're just scrolling because you might be bored, no. stop that. Get out of that
Yeah.
routine, get out of that habit, and actually go for a walk. Or even just go into your garden and start pulling out the weeds for 10 minutes. If you do 10 minutes a
Yes.
day, you've got 70 minutes in the week if you did 10 minutes a day. How different could your garden look in that
Oh,
week?
yeah.
Do you know
I'm a
what I
great,
mean?
I'm
Little
an
things
excellent
like that.
10-minute weeder.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I've
that's
got
all
my
you
little
need,
bucket.
Joe. If you take 10 minutes in the day, it doesn't have to be an hour a day, but if you gave yourself 10 minutes, it's like, I'm going to attack that corner today. That's all I want to
Yes.
do. Pull it all out. You feel good. Then you go the next day, right, I'm going to continue along the line or along the fence. See, 10 minutes, get you off the phone, get you back into nature, get your hands dirty back into the soil so that you're picking up
Yes.
little microbes that want to help you and all of this sort of stuff.
Yes.
See, that's the other aspect, Joe. We've been conditioned that germs are not good for us.
Mm, they're
And
great for
see,
us
but they're
for your
good for
microbiome.
us. They're
Yeah.
good for us. They're good for our biome. They're good for all the different things. So, that's why uh, we will go and garden and I'll just pull out the weeds with my hands. I won't worry about gloves and stuff. If I'm using something that's, not good, I'll use gloves. Or if I'm
Yeah.
if I'm not sure if there's spiders and stuff in there, I might use gloves. But get your hands dirty. Come into the earth. Feel
Yeah.
the earth. Let it touch you because it's going to change your mindset. Changes your mind. 10
Absolutely.
minutes a day, guys.
Yeah.
10 minutes a day. Even if you did 5 minutes a day, seriously, 5 minutes a day. It's 35 minutes in a week. But if you can push it to 10 minutes in a day, 70 minutes, you'll notice a change in your garden, but you'll notice a change in you. Simple.
Yeah.
Color. Look at color. Red, grounding, base chakra. Okay. Fight or flight.
Perfect.
It's color. So I have this discussion. I had this discussion with the man I did a reading for on the weekend, and he goes, I'm going to go and buy new clothes. And I said, Oh, what colors will you buy? He goes, Grays and blacks. I said, For what purpose? How are they serving you? He goes, But I look good in grey and black. I said, Yeah, but how do you feel? He goes, I feel insecure. I said, So grey and black is really not serving you. I said, Start to buy colors. And I said, What do you like to do? He goes, I like to hike. I said, Good. So nature's important to you. So wear earthy colors. Go for your
Yes.
olives, go for your greens, go for your khakis, go for your ochre, go for your terracotta. They don't have to be bold, and they're not going to be colors like this that say, look at me, look at me, look at me. They're earthy colors, but they also want to turn the mind down and the mind off so that you can be grounded at different times of all the
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
Color therapy
I
is very
even have like
important.
a wood bracelet because
Yep,
that's really grounding for me. So I
yep,
normally wear these two, like a rose quartz and a wood bracelet. That way,
yep.
then if I am not in Mother Earth, I've still got wood on me, if that makes
Yes.
sense.
Look, and
Earthy.
the wood has wisdom, Joe. So the wood is
Yes.
grounding and it has wisdom. The other thing that you can do if you like jewelry, you could do garnet. Garnet is a
Yes.
heavy bracelet. So garnet is a heavy stone. Garnet is a really good grounding stone and it really
Yes.
wants to pull you back into the earth. Okay, so you can do that. Now, Joe, there's a lot of stuff on social media about grounding sheets and grounding
Yes.
mats. Have you ever used anything like that? Because I've never explored this, but a lot of people have. What's your experience if you've used them at all?
I do like them, love them. I love them, particularly if you're got a learning disability or you can't focus. I think it's really good for people to do, at the beginning of the day, or if they've got, an exam on, to do a grounding mat. Um, I still like for people to go out in nature though.
So,
Even infrared rays, they're so good for people. I had this really horrible heel spurt and I suffered. I didn't want to get an injection for it. So I was taking silica and all the things that you're supposed to take. And then my Chinese medicine lady said to me, "You should put infrared rays on it, Joe, and it will go within a week." So I was like, "Okay." So we've got a mat or a pad thing that the
yeah.
kids use for their injuries. Put it on for every day for a week. No more heel spur. So all natural. But I think it's really good. I get people to. We've got a sauna at work, and I go, "It's not the temperature that I want you to be in the sauna for. It's the infrared rays I want to penetrate you and help with your, grounding you, but it's also helping with depression. There's so much energy or so much technology that they don't realize about grounding mats and infrared lights that are so helpful for mental health."
Yeah. Now, a really quick tip about infrared lights, because I really like that, Joe. A lot of people change the light globes in their homes to LEDs. Now, LEDs have
Mm,
no benefit for you in any way, shape, nor form. It's cheap because it's cheap to run, but it's not good for your health. Now, the old light globes that we used to had that had the filaments in them, so it used to, the current would run through them and then they'd glow red. That was
mhm.
giving you the infrared, that light
Ah,
filament. So if you want, even if you go and buy a globe, a light globe, okay, pop it in one of the rooms, that's going to give you infrared. It's not going to be as effective as like one of your mats, Joe, that does a lot of the infrared for healing sports injuries and stuff like that. But this is
yeah.
also good for you because it's actually giving you infrared. Because a lot of people will go outside now and they're putting on sunscreens. That's good if that's what you want to do, but you're blocking the infrareds from coming to your skin. Putting on
Yes.
sunglasses, you're blocking it from coming to your eyes. So look at that and think, okay, where's my balance? And it could be you go and get a grounding mat. There are grounding sheets that have, I think, silver in them as well
Yeah.
that try
So
and
good.
get you like a good night's sleep. So look at those. And I want to say, look at good quality versions of those because I was investigating some of them. And after you've washed the sheets a few times, if there's like a silver through them, the silver can wash
Mhm.
away. So you've really got to look at what's the quality, what's the longevity. But I agree
Yes.
with you 100%, Joe. The easiest way that I find to ground is I go for a walk. Okay, go
Mm,
for a walk. And then I might just sit along the trees. My happy place, if I'm brutally honest, is on a swing outside, and I'm swinging like a little kid because it's bringing me joy, it's bringing me fun, and I'm just disconnecting from the world. Okay.
mm.
Now, if you find that you're bound to be in the office long hours of the day, meditate. Just take a minute out of your day in an office environment just to meditate. Bring in the white light and just imagine this white light going through you, going down your legs and going into the center of the earth. And then just imagine a red light from Mother Earth coming up to your legs. But what I want you to imagine is when she gets to your legs, she's pulling them into the earth. So you actually feel their legs being pulled, and your legs might feel a little bit heavy because they're coming into the earth. That's you allowing Mother Earth to ground you. Even in that
Yes.
minute, you can be grounded. So that if you're going into a high pressure meeting or something that might be quite stressful, whatever it might be, ground yourself in that simple technique. White light through you down your legs into the earth, red light through you through your legs that are grounding into the earth up through you. Simple, but it can ground you. And you'd be surprised when you ground that way how calm you can be because it's like
Yes.
things that would have easily ruffled your feathers don't have that ability. It's not as easy to ruffle your feathers when you're connected to the earth.
No.
When I do a healing, when I do a reading, it's really important for me to be grounded because my clients are often not grounded. I do that white light, red light before every healing. Okay. I will
Mm.
read my tarot on a wooden table because the table's from a tree. It's got wisdom, it's grounding. So there's a lot of benefit for having natural wood in your house and in your
Absolutely.
environment.
Yeah. Even if you can't, like I know the other day, I was somewhere and it was all concrete and, but they had a big floral bouquet that was real in their foyer area. And I remember just putting my hand on the vase going, oh, I just would like to be grounded in through the floral um, bouquet,
Yes.
please. And,
Yes.
it grounded me in a little bit better.
Yeah.
If you're into it, there's lots of dragons around on Earth right now trying to clear the negative energy. So, you can even ask, the universal healers or God for your own personal dragon, and they can burn away all the negative energy and help you ground in as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I just think there's so many ways, but when you have a year or a week or a month and you go, I've just been burning circles, I haven't really done anything. The biggest thing I ask people is that have you grounded much? Because often they've just been scattered and they haven't grounded in their energy and their what they're wanting to achieve. So I often think, my to-do list that I do every week is sitting outside with my feet on the grass, and then I write my list. Now the list could be on your notes in your phone. It doesn't have to be on a
Yeah.
notepad, but it's just kind of trying to connect yourself back into Mother Nature. You know, uh, lovely herbal teas that come from our earth.
Yes. Dark chocolate. Go to, 70%,
Yes.
85% dark chocolate. Got really, really good grounding. Root vegetables. Okay,
Yeah.
root vegetables like a beetroot or a carrot, because they have the earth, the roots in the earth, they really want to
Yes.
help you ground. So there's little things that you could do that will really help you. It doesn't have to be huge. You know, you were talking, Joe, about writing your lists and stuff. And the first thing that I saw when it's like, go and take a towel, all right, go and sit on the beach or at a lake and just put your feet in the water and then
Yeah,
just sit on the sand and watch a sunset or stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? And
very
just
good.
be in nature or just be in nature one night. Sit in your backyard on your grass, get a chair, put your feet on the grass, watch the stars.
Mm.
When was the last time people connected back with nature in that aspect? Or, there's a full moon. Watch the full moon rise and see how big it is. And then it just gets smaller as it gets higher in the sky. Take some time away from your TVs. Take some time away from your phones and your tablets and all of that sort of stuff. Come back to who
Yes,
you are. Come back to who you are. Come back to what's important in my life, what's relevant in my life, and come back to nature. Come back to that,
absolutely.
spending some time in your gardens. I mean, Joe, you've got the most amazing location right behind you. And I love that you spend time in it. You go and pop the ladder in, you go for a swim, cleanse yourself, you're coming back out to the earth. How good is that?
Yes, yes, absolutely. It's so by slowing down, I feel like this year we're going and grounding and doing the basics, what we should be doing. It will actually help you like accelerate what you're wanting to achieve. So it's like the guides are showing me and talking to me a lot about, Joe, you're doing less but achieving more because your intention is better.
I agree. I agree. And the good thing with that, Joe, is when we're grounding, we're actually dismissing things that are not relevant for us. Don't need to waste my time there. Don't need to. So what you're actually focusing on is things that are at pressing at hand that I can just deal with now. Do that, do that, do that. It's done. Clean slate. So I think you're on the money 100%. If we can ground more in 2026, okay, we're going to be able to push out more, but it's going to take less energy because I'm not going to be distracted. I'm not going to have these distractions that occupy my time. So then what I really wanted to do, I didn't because I was doom scrolling. Nah, get rid of that stuff. Ground your mind, keep it clear, work on your objectives, and then you've got free time to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah. I just find whenever I sit outside and do stuff, I get it's done quicker.
Yeah,
It's channeled better, and then I'm not faffing about thinking, oh, maybe I should do this, maybe I should do that. It's like, no, no. What I'm about to deliver for my inner child workshop next week is going to be great. Like it's all being channeled in well. You don't have to faff about and panic. It's good. Does that make sense?
yeah.
But it's because I sat outside and channeled it through and readjusted it. But I just think, yeah, the energy of 2026 is all about less is best.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
agree.
make it
And
intentional.
because your mind is clear, you don't have all that, as you said, there's no faff. Your class will
No.
be great because your mind is clear because you're doing it outdoors, you're grounding it, and they're giving you what's relevant. That's what
Mm.
people need to understand. When you're walking amongst the trees and you've got ideas or problems, and I throw them to the trees, guys, how does this work? Guys, how do I find a solution to this? Guys, what do I do? And I talk to the birds all the time. 10 minutes later, this little thought that you never thought of before in your head comes into your head. It's like, that's an approach I never considered before. Thank you, trees. Thank you, birds, because you're giving me options. I'm talking to you telepathically, but you're giving me options that I'd never considered. And there's a
Yes.
solution to that. People, you've got to start doing that. These are things, these are tools that we used to use when we were Neanderthal people, when we had many, many past lives. We'd come to nature. We'd spend most of our times outdoors. None of this inside metal structures or wooden structures and stuff like that that really change the way you think. You got to come
Mm.
back to being in control of your own destiny, not let somebody else control you. So limit your time on your phones, but come back to nature. Now, how proud would you be if you set up a little veggie garden, a little plot in your
Oh,
garden, you go and tender it every day for 10 minutes and you talk to the plants when they're coming out, you go and water them every day, and then all of a sudden this beautiful vegetable starts growing right in front of your eyes. How rewarding is that? You're creating something
yes.
from nothing. How good is that?
Yes.
Contemplate it, guys. Start looking at life that way. It doesn't have to be all this crap because social media, television, your telephones, they're all projecting crap to you. They're just
Yes.
time, it's just time wasting. Come back to what's important. Come back to having family time. Have a barbecue outside. Have a picnic. Go and
Mm.
set up a picnic table. Go to the beach. Go to a lake. Go to a national park. Just spend some time in nature and just ask it, what wisdom have you got? What can you share with me that I haven't even contemplated yet? And your mind's going
Yes.
to go boom.
Absolutely. And I often say to people, remember when you were little and you spent the day at the beach, how relaxed and cool you felt afterwards?
And
You
how well
know?
did you sleep at night, Joe? How
Yes,
well did you
yes.
sleep at night? So people that don't sleep are not spending time outdoors.
No,
Seriously,
no.
come back to nature. Because as you said, as a child, you'd run, you'd play in the water, you'd build sandcastles, whatever, and you were out like a light at the end of the day.
Yeah, very much so. So, and with veggies, I often say to people when you're starting off with veggies, plant them in pots because it's actually easier to keep them alive.
Yeah.
And but it's so rewarding. The other day I had to water some of our plants and I had something in my mind that I kept looping about and I needed to let it go. And as I'm holding the hose watering all my plants, I was like, because the hose is going out through me into the ground, I'm like, with the flow of the water, I'm just letting it go because it's no longer serving me.
How good's
And
that?
then and then 20 minutes later when I came in, I was like, oh my gosh, I've let it go. Like,
Yeah.
good for me.
And see,
So,
I
because
do
it
the
wasn't
same
serving.
thing. I do the same thing, Joe. Sorry to cut you off. I do the same thing when it's windy.
Oh, I
Blow
love
out the
wind.
stagnation, blow out things that don't serve my highest good. If there's looping going on, blow it out so that I don't have to contemplate that. I don't have to do it. And I actually really like walking in the wind. It's
Me
also
too.
a mental thing because it's trying to blow you against it. It's like, you're not going to win with me, wind. I'm going to push through you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's interesting. The wind and flowing with water. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some tips,
So it's
guys.
all
There's some
good.
tips.
Yeah, it's just about getting back to nature and finding everyone has a different thing. So mine are trees. One of my friends, she loves going out on her paddleboard on the water. That's
Yeah,
what clears her head. So everyone has a different, some people like surfing, but it's just making sure it's like eating fruit and veg. It has to be nearly like it has to be every day.
correct. It's got to be
So
consistent every
it's
day,
nourishing foods.
something for you every day. And that's just you time. And I encourage people to get a dog. And they say,
Oh,
why do you
yeah.
need me to get a dog? Two things. It opens up your heart to unconditional love, but then you've got to
Yes.
take that dog because you're responsible for a walk every day and it gets you out of the house every day. And if you
Yeah,
can do that, how good will your life be? It's just going to climb higher and you'll do better
absolutely.
things with it. It's
Yeah,
interesting.
well, I've met all the neighbours now in Anthony Street because Bolly likes to visit
See?
all the neighbours every day. So I'm like, Bolly, come on now. And then it's like he taps on the door, and then we've met this. I've gone, oh, hi, I'm Anthony's sister. And then,
I
so
love
it was
it.
very social. Yeah.
I love it. But see,
So,
that's social and it's opening you up to different people, different,
yes,
you're in a different neighborhood, so you're seeing different things and that's good. And then when you feel like, you go for a walk the next day, you can just wave to these people. I'm the type of person every morning I'll say to the strangers, good morning, have a happy day. And they'll just look at me it's like, did you just speak to me? It's like, yeah, 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 yeah. But I make that my mission to say hello to everybody. And
yes,
you'd be surprised how many people just ignore you. But then you'd be
yes,
surprised. It's like, you too, have a great day. And it's like, you
yes.
don't put it out, you don't get. It's
Yeah,
interesting.
we have a couple that's moved from Victoria, and they're like, we just can't believe how much time people waste talking to each other here in Bellingen. And I was like, that's the part of the community, like that's the heart connection. And she
Yes,
goes, why? Why do people do that? And I went, because that's what it's about living in a small community. That's why people like it. And she's like, I'm not sure if I like it. I went, Bellingen's not for you then, because
correct.
yeah. So, but I think they'll stay. I think it's just they're not used to, the connecting and chatting and finding out about what people are doing and,
Yeah.
you know,
And that's
yeah, I
that's
love
life
all
in the
those.
rat race, Joe. That's life in the rat race. Nobody has time for anybody.
Yeah.
Whereas if you go to a beautiful place like Ballingen, people want
Mm.
to get to know you. People want to know what's going on in your world, what's happening in your life. So that then if something's not right in your life, they'll come to your aid and help you do it. I think that's lovely. That's called a sense of community, and I think that's great.
Yeah.
That's
And
what the
that's
world's
also a form
missing.
of grounding. Sorry, I interrupted, but form of grounding is having that community connection.
Yes, agree 100%. And that's great for the community because then we can uplift together. If something's not
Yeah.
right in somebody's life, we can all, I made you a cake, let's go for a coffee, whatever it might be. It lifts people up. So you're not having an isolated society that's depressed and heavy. And that's the other thing, guys. If you've got any aspect of depression or anxiety and stuff like that, coming back to nature really helps that. It really wants to turn those feelings and those mindsets off a little bit, particularly when you're out and about, because you've actually just got to pay attention to, you know, there's a dog there. What if it wants to come and play with me? I'll just go and pat it. Or, there's a lake. How am I going to cross the lake? You're turning your head off from all that worry or that anxious feelings or that, that heavy state that you might be in if you're depressed. These are little things that can change your life. It's very
Absolutely.
special. Yeah.
Yeah. And especially I had a lady and she was very overwhelmed. But outside my window, this beautiful blue chested bird came and sat there, and it sat there for 10 minutes. And I was like, this bird doesn't come very often. It really only comes when people are really needing to be uplifted. And I said, just look at the bird for a little bit. And she's like, really, that bird doesn't come often? I went, nope. So I said, so Mother Nature's trying to send you a gift to, you know, reconnect.
Yeah.
So you've got to look at all those things. I know on my birthday, we had a whole lot of black cockatoos come into our trees. Never seen them before. And then
They're
when I
very
Googled it, it was
rare.
like, yeah.
They're really rare.
And then when I Googled it, it was like, well, it had a few different meanings, but it was like a gift of spiritual awakening or upgrade. And I was like, oh my gosh. So that was even though it was nature, but that was the best gift I got that, like for my 50th birthday.
How good is that? See, the universe provided. And
Yeah.
see, when you're present, you notice it. How many
Yes.
people don't notice things? How many people just are oblivious to what's happening around them? And that's the sad part. And by
Yes.
grounding your energies, it's making you present. It's just making you available in the here and now. How many times have you gone out and people are doing this or they're on their phone and it's just like, am I an inconvenience to you that you need to be here with me? Would you rather be somewhere else? Whereas when you're committed 100%, it's like, wow, let's do this, let's go.
Mm.
And yeah, so you noticed, and I kudos to you, Joe, because so many people don't notice that stuff.
Yeah. And it's just like, putting a little bath in I've got lots around my home. And it's such a joy to fill them up every day. So I'm helping the birds have fresh water. And, there's one little container that it feels like all the bees go there to drink their water. And I've got lots of stones so they don't drown. But that's so heart centered and so joyful for me to do that, you know?
Yeah, we do the same thing, Joe. We've got like this little plastic container out the back just for the birds on a hot day, and we'll put ice water in it so it's a little bit cool for them, and they can just sit, and it's in the shade, so they can just sit in the shade and get some water, and that way, they can flourish. They don't have to just, be hot and bothered, and it's nice to give something back. It just comes from love, making
Yes.
sure our feathered friends are all good.
Absolutely. So yeah. So I hope that gives you some tips
Yeah. Great
for
discussion
our
this week,
lovely
Joe. I
viewers.
appreciate it. So, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell us how you ground in the comments. Let us know what you do to ground. Are you a chocolate? Will you eat dark chocolate? Or if your mind runs away, do you eat a tub of ice cream? What do you do to ground? Everybody's different. Do you go cycling? Cycling would make you very present. What do you do? Let us know, and we'd like for you to join the conversation with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, lovely, do you have any events coming up?
I have got my tarot class on Saturday, the 28th of February. There is one spot left. I have got that going on, so that'll be on my socials. What about you, Joe? What's going on in your world?
Yeah, I've got my inner child healing on Saturday, the 20th and 22nd. Sorry,
Yep.
21st and 22nd. And it's at Alchemy in Belgium. So it's an in person class. This is really good to ground yourself, but it's also great to, if you feel like you sabotage yourself a little bit or you've got some you block relationships or you've got trouble forming friendships, often it started, those habits started in the first 21 years of your life. So the inner child workshop really helps identify, clear,
Good.
unblock your energies, but it's also you get 5 meditations, morning tea and afternoon is provided, and you also get a half price session with me as well, because sometimes there's things that you'd like to talk about, but you don't want to talk within a class
Yeah.
environment. So
You'd rather do it in private. Yep.
yeah, yeah. So we've got that included as well. But yeah, so head to my joanneplater.com.au website to buy a Wix ticket, or if you wanted to pay cash, just pop into Alchemy to pay that. Uh, yeah. Also, my lovely Jess, who looks after my website, she's actually put all of our podcasts onto my website. So um,
Perfect.
Yeah, if you're finding it hard, some of my clients were finding it hard on YouTube to find them. So I
Yep.
was like, just can you pop them as a page for me? So yeah, so for if you want to head there, you can as well. So
Perfect, Joe. Thanks. All good,
yes,
guys. All right. We look forward to seeing you next week for some more discussion. And I think we've got a lovely lady talking about fasting next week. So if you've got any questions,
oh,
message us in advance. All right. All right, guys.
yes.
Have a great week. We'll see you next week.
Thank you. See you
Bye,
later.
Joe.
Bye. Bye.